Friends, today's topic is quite an interesting one and will make you laugh. It's a bit of, comedy and, bit of knowledge. But that comedy has an impact on your understanding of who should really rightly be your mentor as far as running a startup or any kind of business is concerned. Now let me start with a very fundamental and a trivial query, and that is, are jobbers really, so I'm going to underline this, really robbers? Okay, or are they, so to say, money eaters, stroke time wasters, and distractors? So this seems to be a very interesting question, and will make you laugh a bit, and you should laugh, because we are starting at a lighter note and we are going to make it very serious. So, today if you see, the entire startup landscape, is filled up with people who claim that they are mentors, okay? And there are certain preconditions, there are certain criteria that has to be met for you to be a mentor, or a kind of, I would say, a domain specific or a domain agnostic, practitioner. If I say practitioner, not theorist, okay, and subject matter expert. So if you see, the subject matter of running a startup is how to run a startup, how to build a startup, how to operate a startup, and how to sell the startup or how to run the startup is the subject matter. And if I consider somebody as a domain agnostic or domain specific practitioner, he should be a person ideally who would have left his job, and is not making money from any other source. So it's just like a situation where there is a complete ocean, and your ship is in the middle of the ocean, and all your return paths to the beach or the island are cut off. That is the real situation of a startup entrepreneur. Not that you claim that you are a mentor, but you have never waded into these waters of the ocean, and you have never disconnected yourself from the island or the beach. Having said that, you are still in job. So if you are in a situation where you are in a job and you are getting paid on a regular basis for something else that you are doing to earn your bread and butter, that's fine. That's good for you. But my dear friend, it's not good for a person who is trying to start a startup or run a startup, because you are not doing justice to the entrepreneur, because you don't have the ample and the right experience required to be a mentor for a mentee who is running a startup. Because your risk appetite, your risk taking factor, your risk taking ability is questionable. Have you ever taken a risk? If I ask this question, you'll say you'll have no answer, because the a risky situation is you leave your job and then you start a startup, and then you have no other source of income. Then you start thinking from there and you start focusing on numbers, truly focusing on numbers. Not like focusing on numbers to just cook the book, or to just, cook the book of accounts and give a projection for 5 years and then go and impress the investor. That doesn't make sense. You have to really make numbers and fill in your bank account, means your accounts receivables should reflect something positive, and also your income should be there. That situation you can only understand when your skin is in the game, either in the past, in the present, or maybe you are planning to do in the future. Then if you are planning to do in the future, then it is advisable that you become a mentor in the future, after you have run your startup and had the ample experience to run a startup. Not like, I am planning to run a startup, I have been exposed to startups while I'm still in job. That's not the situation I'm looking at. Because my dear friend, that is not true experience of a startup or an entrepreneur. That's not the right, experience. You need, so basically that is why I'm saying jobbers, are they really robbers? Because when you see as a startup, there are certain factors or certain resources that are very important. Time resources, time as a resource, money or capital as a resource, and the third one is manpower as a resource. Now, based on these input resources that you can invest in a startup all by yourself, if you are a bootstrap funded startup, you will be investing all by yourself. If you are only the person in the startup, a sole proprietorship firm, or a kind of firm where there are two partners, the manpower, all manpower should come from your side. The time is yours. Now, if a person like this comes in who doesn't have the real experience of running a startup and starts educating you on something, is just like a virtual case study. You have never done that thing, and you put people together to sit in a room and start doing imaginative analysis and make people think that you are able to run a startup. There are many important points that I want to make, and these robbers I'm saying because they will be eating up your time, money, and manpower. They'll be wasting your manpower. So they are basically time wasters and distractors. I have more to say, but I would like to end it here abruptly because I would like to let this happen in a very acceptable fashion and step by step. Thank you.